This evening, our lead story tonight is the arrest of Shaquan Allen, also known as Iswi Boss, by Suriname authorities. Allen is wanted by the Ghana Police Force in connection with the murder of Shaunet Dover. We'll discuss the details of his capture and the ongoing investigation. The government, in collaboration with the Ghana Police Force, is developing an advanced e-ticketing system to address the rise in traffic violations. We'll explore the features of this system and its potential impact on traffic law enforcement. Turning to a disturbing incident in Georgetown, Christopher Gravesandi, a father of 4, was shot and robbed during his lunch break on Cemetery Road. We'll cover the details of this brazen daylight attack, Gravesandi's condition, and the ongoing investigation by the Ghana Police Force. In economic development news, the government has announced plans to construct 2 new call centers in Region 5, creating 800 additional jobs. Finally, we report on the recent gang violence in Haiti's capital, where a neighborhood came under attack in an attempt by a gang to take control. This is the latest in a series of attacks on Salino, which has resulted in several deaths. We'll look at the challenges Haiti faces in combating organized crime. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for January 19th, 2024. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, Suriname authorities have apprehended Shaquan Allen, also known as Iswi Boss, the individual wanted by the Ghana Police Force in connection with the murder of his former girlfriend, Shaunet Dover. According to reports from Suriname's watercan.net, on Thursday, Allen was identified and arrested following a comprehensive investigation. He has been handed over to Suriname's police for legal proceedings and is expected to be transferred to Guyana by established procedures. The investigation into the case remains ongoing. Shaunet Dover's body was discovered on April 30, 2021 in a shallow grave behind Allen's residence in Kansas City, Linden, where the couple had lived. Dover had been reported missing weeks earlier on April 4th by Allen, who claimed to have no knowledge of her whereabouts and assumed she had left for work. A 15-year-old relative of the victim, who confessed to assisting Allen in burying the body and led authorities to the burial site, has been charged with accessory after the fact of the murder and is currently remanded to the Juvenile Detention Center. A post-mortem examination revealed that Dover died from a single gunshot wound to the head. Moving on. A father of 4 was shot and robbed during his lunch break on Cemetery Road, Georgetown on Thursday, January 18th. Christopher Gravesandi, a machine operator employed on the Cemetery Road project, fell victim to a brazen daylight attack. The assailant, reportedly a lone gunman, approached Gravesandi while he was having lunch in his machine along Cemetery Road yesterday. According to reports, the gunman demanded the man's gold band and cell phone before shooting him twice in his legs and making a swift escape. Both bullets exited Gravesandi's leg during the incident. As of late last evening, Gravesandi was reported to be in stable condition at the hospital. The shocking occurrence occurred close to one of the surveillance camera system operated by the Ghana Police Force. Investigations are in progress. On a different note, the Ghana government is collaborating with the Ghana Police Force to actively develop an advanced e-ticketing system to address the rise in traffic violations. Minister of Home Affairs Robertson Ben mentioned this during a year-end press briefing that the system is currently in an advanced stage with hopes to implement it by the middle of the year. Amendments to relevant laws will be made to facilitate the smooth integration of the e-ticketing system. The new initiative will replace the manual system, utilizing cameras and technology to monitor traffic, check speed, and track license plates for accurate violation detection. The digitally obtained information will be transmitted to the police and revenue authorities, enabling the issuance of traffic tickets based on customized parameters. The license plate recognition function includes real-time plate collection, driver snapshot, and infrared illumination. Implementing the e-ticketing system aligns with the government's commitment to modernizing the security sector, enhancing citizen safety, and eliminating instances of bribery in the manual ticketing process. Stick around, we'll return. Housing Minister addresses demand for commercial and industrial land, and 64-year-old man fatally attacked by pit bulls in Currentine. Tragedy.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to kick off the new year with a bang? Digicel has an offer that'll make your January extra special. Imagine winning up to $1 million in free groceries in Digicel's $6 million groceries extravaganza. Simply top up with $1,000 or more, and you could be one of 6 lucky winners to enjoy the ultimate shopping spree worth $6 million. What are you waiting for? Start topping up today. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoons, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoons Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Tragedy struck as a 64-year-old man was fatally attacked by pit bulls in Tupu Village, Currentine Berbice, around 4 a.m. on Tuesday, January 16. The dead man has been identified as Lachmanim Permal, an unemployed man from Hampshire, Currentine Berbice. His wife, Sandra Permal, reported that he had been drinking at a local liquor shop the previous afternoon, became intoxicated, and was seen sleeping on the street corner instead of returning home. Around 5 a.m. on Tuesday, Mrs. Permal received information that the pit bulls had attacked her husband near the street corner. Upon examination, police observed dog bites on both legs, the neck, right hip, and right hand. Permal's body was taken to the Port Morant Public Hospital, where it was officially pronounced dead. A post-mortem examination conducted by Dr. Bridge Mahan at Skellon Public Hospital Mortuary revealed the cause of death as shock and hemorrhage due to multiple lacerations. The owner of the pit bulls, a 35-year-old resident of Tupu Village, was arrested, taken to the Albion Police Station for custody, pending further investigation. In other news, the government has unveiled plans to construct 2 new call centers in Region 5, anticipating the creation of 800 additional jobs as part of its commitment to regional development. Senior Minister Dr. Ashni Singh announced this initiative during the 2024 budget presentation in the National Assembly. The business processing outsourcing BPO sector, fostered by the government's direct investment, has become a significant employment hub generating nearly 2,000 jobs since 2020. Dr. Singh highlighted the sector's role in offering technology-based jobs, particularly appealing to the female workforce. In 2023, 4 new call centers were constructed in Essequibo and Berbice, capable of creating 800 jobs with the potential to double to 1,600 jobs. Additionally, the Edmore and Tushin facilities will be upgraded, accommodating 300 more employees at each center. All facilities are slated to commence operations in 2024. Dr. Singh affirmed the government's commitment to supporting the industry's growth, aiming to position Guyana as a preferred destination for business process outsourcing. Moving on, Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell said there is a surge in demand for commercial and industrial land in Guyana due to increased interest from oil and gas companies. He reassured investors that the government is addressing the demand based on availability, despite implementing an aggressive housing program that provides opportunities for Guyanese to acquire land. Speaking on the televised program Energy Perspective, Minister Crowell outlined efforts to attract investors and facilitate business growth in the thriving oil and gas sector. The minister spoke of addressing concerns about inappropriate land use. Minister Crowell emphasized the ministry's role in enforcing zoning regulations. He urges individuals to consult the ministry regarding land use to prevent conflicts. Looking beyond land allocation, the housing minister highlighted the ministry's commitment to developing vital infrastructure. He cited the billions invested along the East Bank Corridor's new 4-lane roads as an example of creating an environment conducive to business establishment and growth. Additionally, Minister Crowell noted a surge in requests from individuals seeking to convert their land use for building apartment complexes. This trend, he explained, is heavily driven by the oil and gas industry. Don't go away after the break. Attacks on Yemen's Houthi rebels, U.S. targets military, and Indonesia volcanic eruption, thousands evacuated from island of Flores.
Girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for doing surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's the best for your eyes. Common Smalls make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to kick off the new year with a bang? Digicel has an offer that'll make your January extra special. Imagine winning up to $1 million in free groceries in Digicel's $6 million groceries extravaganza. Simply top up with $1,000 or more, and you can be one of 6 lucky winners to enjoy the ultimate shopping spree worth $6 million. What are you waiting for? Start topping up today. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. A neighborhood in Haiti's capital came under attack Thursday as a gang tried to take control. It's the latest in a series of attacks on Solino since Sunday, which has left several dead. Haiti is battling an onslaught of organized crimes. Al Jazeera's Camille Nadel has more.
The sounds of war ring out in a residential neighborhood in Haiti's capital. Residents joined plainclothes police trying to fight off an attack from a gang hoping to extend its territory to Solino. Since Sunday, armed men have repeatedly attacked it. Amid a fresh offensive on Thursday, the worst so far, residents fled their homes or were forced out.
I'm on the street because of armed gangs. They took my house. I was sheltering in another neighborhood, but they invaded it too. I'm on the street now. I don't know where to go.
Other residents erected makeshift barricades in a bid to protect themselves and called local radio stations for help. Most of Port-au-Prince is under control of criminal gangs, and if Solino falls, they could start to target other areas of the city that until now were thought to be safe. In the power struggle between organised crime and the police, civilians are often caught in the crossfire. Murders in the first 9 months of 2023 were up by over 70% as compared to the same period the year before.
On Sunday, I was sitting with a friend near my house when 3 bullets came in. 1 broke my bone, but I can't afford to go to the hospital.
Amid the growing violence, there's also growing resentment. Residents protested against interim President Ariel Henry, decrying his failure to tackle the country's growing lawlessness.
We are asking the entire metropolitan area to stand up. The entire republic must rise to make Ariel Henry respond. We can no longer resist insecurity by gangs. Nothing is functional, not even the democratic institutions. We want elections free of gangs. The head of state is now even involved in gangs. The whole country is gangsterized.
In October, the UN Security Council voted to send Kenyan troops to stop the violence, but their deployment was blocked by a Kenyan High Court until at least the end of this month. Camille Nedelec, Al Jazeera.
Internationally, the US has launched another series of airstrikes against Houthis in Yemen. That's despite Washington's acknowledging the strikes have failed to stop their attacks on Red Sea shipping. Al Jazeera's Alan Fisher has more.
America and its partners are stepping up attacks in Yemen. It insists it has successfully targeted Houthi missile launch sites, but from the president, a stark, perhaps even a shock admission, it's doing little good.
Are the airstrikes in Yemen working?
Well, when you say working, are they stopping the Houthis? No. Are they going to continue? Yes.
The Houthis have been targeting international shipping in the Red Sea since November, a response they claim to Israel's war in Gaza. But many of the targets have no link to Israel or the US, and the Biden administration has been worried about a wider regional conflict spilling out of Gaza. But with several attacks in the last few days, a Pentagon spokeswoman denied they were now fighting a new war.
We don't seek a regional conflict. We don't want to see a regional conflict, and we certainly don't want what's happening in Gaza to spill out into a larger regional or wider scale war.
The Houthis leader says the US-led attacks are a direct assault on the people of Yemen, and he says he considers it an honour to be in direct confrontation.
The issue that America and Britain have joined the war directly, and that we are now in direct confrontation with the Americans, British and Israelis, does not scare us at all.
Elsewhere, the US has once again reiterated it sees a two-state solution as the long-term answer in the region, preempting comments by Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, essentially ruling out the idea while he's in charge.
There is no way to solve their long-term challenges, to provide lasting security, and there is no way to solve the short-term challenges of rebuilding Gaza and establishing governance in Gaza and providing security for Gaza without the establishment of a Palestinian state.
There will be frustration in Washington that the Israeli Prime Minister has essentially ruled out the idea of an independent Palestine, and Joe Biden will come under pressure to make that frustration clear, and for once, very public. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, Washington.
And finally, in Indonesia, more than 6,300 people have been evacuated from their homes on the island of Flores. It's due to increased activities from a volcano which has erupted at least 200 times since Sunday. Officials are urging locals to stay at least 5 kilometers away from the volcano. Al Jazeera's Jessica Washington reports.
This is Mount Lewatobi Laki-Laki, rumbling over eastern Flores and sending up dense plumes of hot ash from its crater since late December, with clouds as high as 1,500 meters. The flow of lava has increased in recent days. The mountain has 2 peaks, but only one is erupting.
There are still continuous tremors and low-frequency earthquakes. This means the movement of magma to the surface is very intense. This can be seen from the launching of lava in the northeast of the volcano.
Most residents in nearby villages are staying in evacuation centers. This group has been sleeping in a classroom since the beginning of the year.
We have enough food here, but my children are starting to get health problems. They have fever and flu, maybe because they're sleeping on the floor and because of the volcanic ash.
Most people in this area work in farming or fishing. The local government says the eruptions are affecting people's livelihoods, but safety has to come first.
We keep publishing information so people can understand that the impact of the eruption is not just dust, but also pyroclastic flow.
That pyroclastic flow travels fast and is made up of gas, ash and fragments of rock. Authorities say people must stay around 5 kilometers away from the center of the eruption. And they say there's also a risk of cold lava flooding if heavy rainfall occurs.
We're traveling through the village of Nurabelen. Authorities say this is within the danger zone. We're joining them on patrol as they try to find residents who haven't evacuated.
But some residents have refused to leave their homes and farm animals.
In the beginning, yes, I was afraid, but now I'm used to the rumbling.
Authorities warn against such complacency, saying the dangers are constantly evolving as the eruptions continue.
This village is in the path of a lava flow and volcanic ash. It's very important for people to leave this area.
Before this latest round of volcanic activity, the last recorded eruption at Mount Lewatobi Laki-Laki was more than 20 years ago. Right now, the volcano is on Indonesia's highest alert of possible eruption. Jessica Washington, Al Jazeera, East Flores, Indonesia.
This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's Safe TV2 Headline News for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We will be off for the weekend, but you can tune in on Monday at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other and do have a wonderful weekend.